Over $52,000 for this Toyota Tacoma. That is completely insane. After you pay tax and everything, you're going to be in it basically 60 grand for a 4-cylinder turbocharged Tacoma that's had issues with the transmission. It's had issue after issue, and it just isn't right for a Tacoma to cost nearly $53,000 before even paying tax. And that's why these dealers are having to discount these Tacomas big time, $7,000 to $10,000, which I haven't seen ever in Toyota land, especially on the Tacomas. But look at this, 52 grand for the Tacoma, but look at it, before the Golf State gets a hold of it, it's only 43, which is still crazy, but after the dealer and the Gulfport add-ons, nearly $10,000 in add-ons makes this truck 53 grand, and it should only be in the 40s. Yeah, that's completely insane. And this is a base model Tacoma, which before 2023, this is a $28,000 MSRP. Look at this, $37,000. Tacoma SR two-wheel drive. This same truck, 2023, with the 4-cylinder naturally aspirated engine, would have been $28,000 MSRP. So pretty crazy how expensive these things are. At the end of the day, it's insane actually. And you don't even get the reliable V6. And I know some people say, oh, the turbo's not bad, but why did Toyota switch to a turbocharged engine? Well, you could say they had to because of regulations, you could say they had to this and that, but at the end of the day, they definitely want to increase their emissions, they want to increase their fuel economy, all that stuff, and on paper, a turbocharged engine might be better fuel economy, but in all reality, when you get it on the road, most people have a little bit of a heavier foot, and you're not going to get any better fuel economy. $48,000, this is a base model, basically, SR5, and then look at that fuel economy. 19 city, 24 highway. Your V6 Tacoma is probably getting around there. So it's like the fuel economy doesn't increase that much. And at the end of the day, people will say, well, diesel engines, they have turbos, they're reliable. The diesel engine is built, first of all, they have a much higher pressure. They have to build those at much better than these gas engines. And I can promise you, Toyota is not building this 2.4 liter turbocharged engine to a commercial grade level. They are not. They're, matter of fact, building it probably the cheapest they possibly can with the most amount of plastic they can ever. That's why any mechanic would say turbos are not good, especially on gas engines, because Toyota is using the cheapest parts possible. Most people don't even do their maintenance correctly. You better do oil changes every 5,000, but that's with any car, but especially this one. But at the end of the day, a turbo engine has increased heat, increased cost to repair, because there's any vehicle, something can go wrong. And when something goes wrong with your turbocharged engine, it's more expensive, whether it's diesel or gas. And guess what? At the end of the day, these gas engines are not built anywhere near commercial grade. So you can't even use the argument, oh, diesels use turbo. It's a completely different ballpark. These engines are built cheap, and I'm telling you, that's why the Tundra, my bad, has had complete engine failure. Nearly 100,000 engines got recalled. It's just proof, and Toyota says it's this and that, but I think, look at this, $75,000 for this Tundra. Completely insane for a Tundra. You don't even get a V8 anymore. But Toyota's saying, oh, it's a manufacturing error, but in my opinion, they're saying, oh, it happened in the factory, we left some debris, but I think it was a complete manufacturing error with the actual engine, like a design failure. There was a design failure with this engine, and they did change a part in the beginning of 2024, kind of secretly. They kind of changed it without anybody knowing, and I think that had to do with it. Let's look at, is this a base model or close to it, SR5? Yeah, let's see what we're working with here, because yeah, 60 grand for a Tundra SR5. Hey, at least it's a 4x4, but it's cloth seats, Tundra nowadays. SR5 is 60 grand. So these prices are insane, and that's why dealers, again, Tundras, Tacomas, they're discounting. Look at how many they have. They have so many, and it's not like Toyota to have all this inventory. Toyota's not known to be loaded with inventory. They're known to really control it, especially before they went crazy on pricing and changing everything. Honestly, Camry, Tundra, Tacoma, it's all going downhill, and it's getting more and more expensive, and it's almost like they don't know their clientele anymore. It's kind of crazy, but yeah, let's look at this one, $75,000. Yeah, they are not playing around with these prices. But at the end of the day, most of these, all their trucks are turbos now. Even the 4Runner is going to be turbo, and you have to look at the reality of the situation. Any mechanic would agree it's not more reliable than a naturally aspirated engine if you're looking at the same comparison, because that naturally aspirated engine is going to have less cost to repair. It's going to less heat. It's going to have less pressure. If you just look at the basic math, a naturally aspirated engine will last longer than a turbocharged engine because of so many different reasons. And I can tell you 100%, these engines are not built to commercial grade. These engines are not built to that grade. They're not built any stronger, any more durable. And matter of fact, they're probably built cheaper with more plastic than the last generation. It's even worse. So I don't even get why it is what it is. Why did they change it? And I mean, look at the quality of the build. It's just big gaps here. Nothing's ever lined up. It just is what it is. Obviously, it was never built in Japan anyways, but the Tahara factory in Japan, for the 4Runner, at least the body panels will be aligned and stuff like that, but it still, unfortunately, got rid of the V6, which it's going to have a lot of people not too happy at Toyota. But let me know what you think about Toyota. Do you think these new turbo engines will last longer than a naturally aspirated V6 from Toyota? Let me know. Have a great day and stay blessed.